Hey, it's Ryan from Upfit Supply, and in this video we're going to be installing DuraTherm door liners on our RAM ProMaster. Let's get into it. Okay, so I want to start with the hardest part first. You can see on our rear doors here we have the glass, and as you can see from our door liner, it covers over the glass. We don't want to do that in our case because I want to retain the functionality of having the rear glass, namely being able to see behind you when you're backing up, even though it has the reverse camera. I also don't want this reflective insulation blinding people behind me either. So we're actually gonna be doing a little bit of a custom job with this liner. As I hold this up, you can see we have these three large holes right here, and then we have some smaller holes, along the perimeter. Anytime you see a big hole like this, that means you're going to be using a push-in clip, plastic clip that goes into an existing hole on the van. Anytime you see a smaller hole, that's for a sheet metal screw. So, that being said, the way that we're going to get this to work with our window, we actually have a couple of different options. Number one is, we can just install this like this and cut out, a little rectangle for our window. If you want to do that. The other option is to basically convert this one liner into two liners and have one for the bottom portion of this door and one for the top portion of the door. Or if you have glass on your rear doors and on your side door, you may want to consider if you even need door liners at all. There is a factory panel that goes on the bottom of the door here, as well as on the bottom of the sliding door. It's up to you really. But we want to make use of all the door liners. We don't have glass on the side door, just on the rear door. So we're gonna make this work. So what I'm gonna do to get this to work is first prep this door a little bit. It looks like you actually can leave in this factory panel if you want to. There is a little bit of an inset that this sits in there. We took it out because ours was just all smashed and busted anyways. But we wanna take out these three black little clips that are in the door. I already took one of them out. And these are pretty simple to get out. You can just use a putty knife or something thin to kind of get under there and pop those out. All right, so I want to place this door liner on here so I can kind of figure out where I'm going to cut this, because I'm going to go the two-section route. And so our three mounting points on the door are right here. And I took some of these push-in clips, I had some extras, and I cut off one side of the Christmas tree, if you will, so that they are easy to pull out. So I'm just going to temporarily set this in place so I can figure out where my cuts should be. All right, so that's roughly indexed where the liner would be. If you have no glass back here, you could just put in your self-threading screws and you'd be all set with these. But for us, we're gonna do some cuts real quick just so we can retain this window. So the way that I'm gonna cut this is I'm actually going to kind of come around here in a curve around here. Then our window actually sits about just above this push-in location right here. I'm actually going to use this liner as a guide. There. Now if you need to cut the liner, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. You can use a sharp razor blade, which is my preferred method, or you can actually use like an oscillating tool like this to cut and trim your way. It's meant to be a little bit more accurate with the razor blades, so we're going to go that route. All right, so I have this lower part of the liner done here on the door. Obviously not perfect. I also have some of the chalk or grease paint on here that I have to wash off too. But now I'm going to get this top part cut. There we go. Okay, so obviously on your skill level on cutting, you can make it look a lot better than this. So I just did the two panel route. Again, you could just cut out something in here if you wanted to, or cover the window, or not do the liners at all. It's up to you. I just wanted to show you that you can make something work with these liners. Relatively easy to cut with a razor blade or with one of those oscillating tools. So I'm going to do the other door. Then we'll move on to the side sliding door, which is going to be a lot more straightforward. So here on the side sliding door, we want to make sure that the door is shut during this installation. I should have mentioned that for the rear doors. It is ideal to install these with the door shut so that you can make sure you clear all of your seals and all of that. So we're going to take this and do kind of a similar situation, and we've got both small holes and large holes on this liner. You can see we've got our larger holes down on the bottom, our smaller holes up top. So I'm going to use the larger holes with the Christmas trees or the push-in clips to index this liner, get it aligned on there before I start doing any self-drilling holes with these smaller holes. I like to use a screwdriver to both clear all of the excess material inside these holes out so I can see what's behind there, and also I can use the screwdriver to get in that hole and kind of shift the liner around to get it lined up. Okay, I've got all my larger holes filled with those push-in clips. Now I have 8 self-threading screws to go into, and so I'm just gonna grab a drill. And a general rule of thumb when installing liners is to kind of start in the middle and work your way out, so you're kind of stretching the liner, if you will, to keep it nice and flat. Not as big of a deal with these push-in clips because they only line up with one hole, but with the self-threading screws, it's nice to start kind of in one location, get out any wrinkles or any gaps that would exist. So that just about does it for the installation of the door liners in our RAM ProMaster. Now, if you're looking for this product or any other equipment to get your van ready for work, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan. Have a good one.